Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So, a couple of things that I am really interested in at the moment, and the first one is obviously looking at my oscillators. They are pointing to the downside. We do have a little bit of a twist here, which is indicating we could have a crossover, but you can see both stochastics are grouped very tightly together. Normally what happens when you see that is they tend to do, well, there we go, there's a good example there. They tend to do this kind of thing. So both move all the way down to the bottom and then cross over. So that wasn't a really big move, but that's typically what does happen. The second thing that is interesting me is, I'm just going to do this with a Fibonacci here. So that is the size of our range. You can see that's the bottom of the range, that's the top of the range. And if we just quickly come down to the hour, you'll see right at 50% of that range is where we are at the moment. Okay, so you can see that you can actually eyeball it without putting anything in, but that is kind of the scenario we are. So what typically happens from a price action perspective is you get this range, and the midpoint of that range is always a point where there is some form of action that does happen. So often what happens, if you break to the downside of a range and you come back to either test the range or you test the 50% level before you continue to the downside. So that's the first scenario that we see, and if that was to play out, then what we're looking for is a move down to here, and if you look to the left, you see lines up pretty well with the previous level here. So that's 14,809 or 14,810 or 14,815 would be the take profit area. The other thing to bear in mind is look what it lines up with, and that is the 155 daily EMA. Okay, so that is the bigger picture to the downside. Now, if we start moving through the time frames, you'll see the 3 hour, nice grouping at the downside, moving up. Look to the left, you see all this chaos here at the 50% of the range. See how well it's been respected to the upside and not so much to the downside. I think there's just 2 downside tests of it there, but it's found support in this area for quite a few weeks. So move down to the hour, and this is kind of what you see. So you see strong move up, moving averages crossed over, and we're hovering here at the 50%. Now, you could actually use your Fibonacci anyway, because 61.8 would also hold you up, but there is a little bit of structure above us here, and that is at 15,591. So 15,600 rounded off, that's kind of the area we need to be paying attention to. For me, we'll have a look at this on the 15 minutes, but looking at the trend, we want to be going with the trend, but this is a major area of resistance. So do I want to continue going up? Nope, not when we have a major area of resistance. If that flips to support, then we're on for continuation to the upside. But the way I see it, and this is based on the whole of yesterday, you can see yesterday was purely a sideways day. So putting that all together, I think Friday is looking like a day we can't actually lie by the sun here in South Africa. It's a bit of a coldish, wintry day, but I think probably just take a long weekend, because there's nothing really here that's exciting me that I want to be trading at the moment. Not with sideways price action like that, not with my oscillators in a mess like that, and not with major resistance ahead of me at the moment, because that's just a recipe for disaster. You probably find we're either going to range similar to what we did yesterday, or we may break with a fake break, and then you try to take that break and then it comes back down to the bottom here, or alternatively it's going to roll. You think it's going to go short, and then it's going to find support at one of these levels here and rocket to the other side as well. So whichever way you look at it, it's just a recipe to get hurt. So I am on the sidelines. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you on Monday morning. Cheers for now.